down the music. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Bam Smith TV. We'll check and make sure we got the sound working right quick in this one. All right. Hold on, Ellie, you there? Say something. Let me see if I can hear you on stream. I don't hear your voice on the stream. So hold on. I know what the problem is. Say something again. Maybe it can't hear you. Maybe it can't. It should though. Maybe it can't hear you. Maybe it can't. It should though. Fuck that shit. Yeah. Just tune into the live stream. You see, I tried to get you on, but just tune in. All right. So we're gonna stop the share screen. I was just trying to get Ellie into the live stream for the first time, but you know, he having technical difficulties with the WhatsApp and shit like that. You know, WhatsApp is probably not a good app to use with this other program that I'm using to like kind of broadcast the live stream. So it is what it is. But anyways, welcome back, guys. I missed y'all. It's been a whole week without y'all. You know, I kind of had the itch to record today because I seen a lot of fuckery going on. So I decided to record. Of course, I thought that a different perspective on this that I didn't really see a lot of people talking about would have probably been refreshing and much needed in this time. So I said, all right, let me see what I got on this. And let me first say what inspired this shit, right? So let me turn that music off completely. I know everybody's seen the Kanye West interview with Tucker Carlson. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Kanye West talks about the White Lives Matter shirts that he wore. And in case you don't know what I'm talking about, I've also pulled that up on stream. Yeah. So people can see that firsthand. You know, firsthand, my man Kanye. I try to reference as much stuff as I can, but also show the images. I know we have a lot of visual learners. I mean, why else would y'all be on the internet if you weren't a visual learner? On YouTube, no less rather. But anyways, so I wonder if I could make this even bigger. Yeah, this is Kanye West and Candace Owens in their White Lives Matters t-shirts. Not too sure how I really feel about this, but I can tell you my initial reactions. My initial reactions, of course, is Candace Owens and you know, Kanye West is kind of like, you know, Uncle Tom's, if you will. I know that that's a word that we use in the Black community a lot and a lot more often recently, or house niggas or whatever, you know, whatever term that you want to use to Black people that kind of sold out their own community and their own skin to be in the white man's or the white woman's good graces, if you will. But also I think that Kanye West is coming at it like he's a free thinker. And yeah, good point. Candace Owens does have a white husband. Kanye West had a white wife. So, of course, there would be, those are usual suspects, people that want to fit in with their spouse's community at a certain point in time. So I think that Kanye, this has been a thing that he's been doing over time. And it's a shame to see somebody so prolific as an artist and so has such a great impact in Black culture, period. But we got to call a spade a spade. We got to call bullshit when we see it. I get, and I will not. Matter of fact, let me pull this shit up for y'all too, so y'all can see what I'm talking about, man. Like y'all be thinking, shit. Y'all be thinking that we pull up. All right. I think I don't hold both sides accountable, nigga. You sleep. All right. That's the number two thing we're gonna do right here. I want y'all to understand and I want y'all to know that the whole Black Lives Matter shit and the woman that kind of did it is um a poser. You feel me? Like she hijacked the movement in order to capitalize for financial gain, in which you have that within every movement that you have. And we're going to get a little bit more into the details of that and how that happens. You feel me? You have people that hijack movements all the time. You have people that take over causes all the time. And, just because they hijack the movement or take over the cause doesn't make the initiative or the reason behind it any less significant. Um, Let me say that. Uh, I can't think off of the top of my head how many white women have benefited from the Me Too movement and the woke movement and how that movement was hijacked, but it was started by a Black woman. You feel me? Uh, this should be public information. This should be information that you all should know. If you do not know, look it up. The movement for, and I'll look it up for you. This is why I'm here. This is why I'm here. Feel me? This is the information that I already know that I want you guys to know or understand. Uh, Founder of the Me Too movement, Tarana Burke. This movement has benefited more white women than I can count. Um, and the latest in a long line of white women that tried to hijack the movement and use it for its own gain was Amber Heard, Johnny Depp's wife. She knew that the media would portray him in a negative way. So what she did, she claimed that he was the abusive one in the relationship. Meanwhile, whole time she was the most abusive one. And even then, when their case settled and everything, all of the dust cleared, she still didn't get the punishment that she deserved for lying on this man. All the time, women come along and they lie on men, or just not even just women, but people in general. All the time they come along and they lie, they manipulate people. All the time that start off with good intentions, they always twist it and pervert it and use it for evil. You know what I mean? So you got to always kind of watch out for that. I know in the Bible they talk about false prophets. A lot of times people that take advantage of these causes, you can call them that. You feel me? In one way or the other, and that's the problem with good intentions. That's what's problem with people in this herd mentality. Because a person says a good idea. Let me go back to, because a person says a good idea or because a person is brilliant and we admire them or we respect them for who they was at one point in time, doesn't mean that what they do with that won't be fucked up. You feel me? Like I said, at one point in time, I was a big fan of Kanye West and Kanye West's music. But, to see what he's deteriorated to see all of the pandering that he's doing for the white community with the whole Trump thing, even with the whole, you don't get up in no office, and call no other grown ass white man your daddy, bro, especially if you had a daddy that's in your life. And a lot of times when you watching Kanye West, you got to be careful, bro. Because like when you watching him, he'll tell you like what his intentions is in the shit that he's talking about. Like, let me pull this shit up, man, for y'all. I want to watch this Tucker Carlson interview with y'all, or at least a snippet. I don't want to watch the full fucking thing, so. Here we go. We're going to pull this one up. Fuck it. Fuck it. Let's do this. All right. Let's do that.
Of a baby's ultrasound.
Why is that? And that you designed that?
Yes.
Why? What does that mean?
It just represents life. I'm pro-life.
Boy, so you wear it on a badge. What kind of response do you get? And good, amen. I agree.
He's talking about
the fact that there's more
the shirt that he designed with the ultrasound on it
being aborted than born in New York City at this.
All right. So what he's doing here, he's talking about pro-life and how there's babies that are dying from abortions, more black babies that are dying from abortions than anything. So he made a pro-life t-shirt to kind of market or promote pro-life and stop killing the black children. You know, a lot of this shit Kanye does, like, the idea behind it sounds real good. It sounds really amazing. Like, oh my God, he's out here. He's a warrior for change and peace within the black community, you know. But at the same time, it comes from like a white man's perspective. Like it comes from what the white community feels like black people should think, feels how black people should act. You know what I mean? Like feels like the initiatives that we should be rallying for, you know. And at the end of the day, like with the whole pro-life spiel and whatnot, I feel like, you know, if no man should have input on a woman's body at the end of the day. So far as the child being born or whatever, I think that men should get a little bit more rights when it comes to children and whatever. But that's a whole political mumbo jumbo that I don't necessarily want to get into, that Kanye is trying to take it to right now. Like, because I haven't recorded my podcast where I talk politics and society and all of that shit in a little while. But it's seeing that more and more increasingly, I'm feeling the itch to start recording and doing that over again, because I just be seeing like, boy, people got they shit crossed up. People got this game totally fucked up. You know what I mean? Okay. Yeah. Well, that's not what Kanye's talking about. Or at least, you know, whether white people started genocide of it or not. I get where you're coming from on that, but his point that he's coming with is more so from a pro-life movement. You know, whether they started the genocide of the black baby, specifically the black baby or not, is it's a point to be made. You know what I mean? I get it, but you have to reference, like, you know, how did they do that? Like, what was the way that they started the genocide of the black baby and this, that, and the third? And again, that would still take away from the point that we talking about with Kanye. He's specifically talking about abortion and pro-life and how that affects the black community. So, but let's listen more to him, because what I clicked on this video for, what I pulled this video up on the screen for, was to talk about the White Lives Matter movement and why well, not the White Lives Matter movement, but why he wore those White Lives Matter shirts. That's what I want to hear him say, the reason why he did that.
Point that 50% of black death.
Okay.
Realize this.
I really felt like, I think I started to really feel this need to express myself on a
Hold
note,
on.
when Trump was
tripping.
running for office and I liked him,
Yes.
and every single person in Hollywood, from my ex-wife to my mother-in-law to my manager at that time to my so-called friends slash handlers around me, told me, like, if I said that I like Trump, that my career would be over, that my life would be over.
Yeah, that's a
They
good
said
point,
stuff like
Ellie.
people get killed for wearing a hat like that. They threatened my life. They put my life. They basically
Yeah, Planned Parenthood was one of the ways that they started, you know, the death of Black children or the prevention of children from being born. But that speaks more to the pro-life point. You feel me? And again, like, it creates a bigger issue. It creates a bigger topic and a bigger talking point. And I don't have a lot of time to get into the whole pro-life thing with you right now. Like, that's why I'm trying to speed past that and get to why he wore the White Lives Matter shirt. Because the pro-life thing, it is so much shit that I have to talk about and expound upon when it comes to that. Like, I don't want to keep sticking on that shit. Margaret Singer, I think, is her name. Yeah. Again, if we could stick to why he's wearing this White Lives Matter shirt, be groovy. But anyways,
said that I would be killed for wearing the hat. I had someone call me last night and said anybody wearing a White Lives Matter shirt is going to be greenlit, and that means that they're going to beat them up if they wear it. And I'm like, okay, green light me then. God builds warriors in a different.
I know he didn't believe that when he said that even. Yeah, we will talk, like I said, bro, we will talk about all of that shit one day. But, right now I'm trying to find out why this nigga wore this White Lives Matter shirt and what superficial point is he going to superficial point is he going to bring up? Because I know with Kanye, that's what he does. He brings up like some deep esoterical point that makes you really think like, oh, he's a genius. You know what I mean? Like, this is him. This is who he is. But it comes from an egocentric place. And now he didn't got into the habit of using God to kind of like protect his statements or protect what he's talking about. You feel me? Like, oh, because he put God out there after you can't say nothing about it. These is some maniacal motherfuckers that you're dealing with here. You got to be careful of the mental gymnastics that they do in an effort to try to protect their points of view, even when it's total bullshit. You feel me? And to get people to follow behind them. People naturally going to follow him because he was such a big musical artist. And then he became such a big fashion icon. So he already has a large following. But the thing about people is, and I think DJ Academics referenced this, a lot of the times when they like you, they're going to follow behind everything you do, no matter what it is you do. You feel me? And I think that I 100% agree with him. There's a lot of monkey see, monkey do motherfuckers in this world, especially in America. Like, that's all we, like, it's all about how much money you got, how much jury you got. It's all about what you got and less about who you are and what do you do for the people. Like, I remember I had a conversation with one of my homies the other day, and one of my sisters. I've been talking to people about this for a little while about, the way people gauge your respect is by what you do, like, in this world and what you could do for them a lot of the times. So I think that who you are should be first, like who you are as an individual, like your strength of character. You feel me? Like, if you're an honest person or you're a liar or whatever, should be the first thing that people should see when they look at you. And then after that comes in there, how have you been useful to other people? Like, how many people have you made rich, or how many people that you impacted their life in a positive way and whatnot. And then from there on and so forth, after all of that shit, your occupation or your career or how much money you have falls in line with all of that stuff. But people don't care so much about like your character or how you've been helpful or what you've done to build other people up. People don't give a fuck about any of that shit as long as you got that bag. As long as you got all that money, them females gonna run behind you to suck your dick, and them niggas gonna want to dap you up and be around you too. You feel me? They gonna want it. They feel like you got all of the answers to life and you got all of the secrets because you have the monetary value. We're not knowing that you could have just scammed a bunch of people and run into millions, like Bandman Kevo. You feel me? Like he scammed a bunch of people, ran into millions, and now he is supposed to be a voice of the culture. You feel me? You got a lot of people out here like that they got it. They got their money some unsavory way, and now they're speaking for everybody. This bitch ass nigga was on stage spazzing out. Nobody listened to him. Now he's sitting master whip. We pose to take him seriously. Yeah, that's how Kanye is. That's how Kanye is. He was spazzing out on stage when he was running for president and shit like that. But Kanye been spazzing out for a little while. Me as a fan and longtime fan of him. I've been a fan of him since late registration. You feel me? Everybody loved Jesus Walks. Everybody loved Touch the Sky. Touch the Sky was like my shit for the longest. Heard him say with Adam Levine, like those were my shits. Like those were a big part of a lot of us growing up, like listening to this guy's music. And it's just a shame to see how far he's deteriorated, like mentally and emotionally and just in what he represented to us. It was just, that's one of the reasons why we forgive this man so much. It's one of the reasons why he do bullshit, and then we let him come back and we let him, come back and fuck with us and shit like that. Like that's one of the reasons why, because he was such a big influence on us growing up that, everybody's just like, damn, like I can't believe, Kanye is like this. But instead of people holding him accountable or being critical about it or saying like, nah, I don't fuck with that about him, like, and having their own mind and thinking for themselves, people are already influenced by all of this brandism, all of these fashions and all of this money. So they're going to keep going with him, even though his mind is not there, even though he's not the person that he once was. I think J. Cole talked about it in his song False Prophets. The something about Kanye's mind was fucked up and the whole world don't understand. I don't know what the fuck J. Cole done be saying. Me, like, I listen to the music and the music is good, or if they make a good product and shit like that, I fuck with that. But, it's very few people. Most of the people I look up to dead. Malcolm X, Tupac, my daddy. Most of the men that I looked up to is dead and gone. So the people here on this earth, like, you really got to do something. Like, you really got to be him. You got to have that heart and that mind about you that make me say, like, damn, like, I can't do nothing but respect what this man was doing. Nipsey was one of the men that I didn't do nothing but respect his message that he put out, like, around Victory Lap time, right? Like, right before he passed, he was doing a lot of positive shit. And I mess with that. You know what I mean? But, yeah. What you saying? Kim put that boy on MK Ultra. Kim probably did put him on some mind control bullshit that had his mind fucked up still to this day. So, but let's get back to this interview. Why is this man? Why is this cultural icon in the Black community wearing a White Lives Matter t-shirt? I just still trying to find out the answer to that.
Different way. I don't know if it's because of me being born in Atlanta and growing up on the south side of Chicago that, he made me for such a time like this. It's like with David, he tended to the sheep, but while he was out there, he had to fight all kinds of animals. So when it was time for Goliath to come, he thought because he was a sheep herder that he didn't have the skill set to take down Goliath. And the thing that I have is the position, I have my heart, but the number one thing is we have God on our side. And for the people, even if you don't.
What I said about Ye, what I said about this man. I just said it. The man loves to throw God out there behind the shit that he's saying or the agenda that he's trying to push. He gonna throw God in there on your ass. You best believe that. He's gonna throw it in there a few times, and a lot of people, you got to be careful, because that's how some people manipulate you. They'll throw God out there because you know what? The thing that people don't understand about religion, and I want to get the camera on me when I talk about this. The thing that people don't understand about religion is more powerful than you think. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not just talking about Christianity, Buddhism, you know, being a Muslim or whatever the religion that it may be out there. Remember, for hundreds of thousands of years on the planet Earth, people have fought, killed, and died in the name of religion. So anytime when you're talking about or referencing something that has so many people's belief and faith and hope and dreams in it, you have to be very, 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 very careful, because you carry that hope and that faith and belief with your words, your every word. So if you say some shit wrong, like say for instance, if you say, oh, God isn't real or whatever, all of these people are going to then come after you. All of these people are then going to attack you. But in the same sense as that, on the opposite side of that, if you're saying something that they like to hear, like Jesus is king, Jesus is king. And if it doesn't matter that you marketing that on and you using that for profit, it doesn't matter how you use that, as long as you using that and people are following behind that and they say, yeah, Jesus is king. You know, you're going to get a bunch of followers. Now, if somebody said Allah is king, you know, and you're a Christian, you'd be like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, because you know that kind of boundary, you know that kind of line that you don't cross with that person's belief. But at the same time, you yourself don't believe in it. But if that person was in front of you and they were saying that, y'all gonna have a battle over religion or belief, you know? But because Christianity has so many followers, Kanye knows what he's doing. It's almost twisted, bro. It's almost twisted how he does this shit when he references God. So you don't get in, you don't, you know what I mean? Like you don't really poke and prod at his points too much. These guys references, I want to bust this man a slap. Yeah, Kanye will do that to you, bro. Because you know what I'm saying? He be playing with God. Like my mom said that shit a bunch of times. I remember my mom was talking to she was having a conversation and she was talking about not playing with God. Let me say that. Like that was, you know, black people in general, after they leave church on Sundays, they'll still wind up cussing. But boy, I tell you, they be having some glass ass statements, some gangsta ass quotables, bro. Me myself personally, I'm not religious, even though I respect everybody's faith and this, that, and the third. I'm more of a spiritual person. But I tell you, at the end of the day, man, you know, the black Christian community be having some gangster quotables, bro. And like I said, one thing that I always understood, my mom always told me, don't be playing with God. You feel me? And I know Kanye be sitting up there doing this shit a lot. And that's why he catch so much hell, especially from the black community, because we know we be reading, we be sensing that fake shit. We be sensing that bullshit they be trying to push. So make you want to slap the shit out of him for real. But anyway.
God believes in you.
So you made reference to the White Lives Matter T-shirt, which you brought out at Paris Fashion Week.
Hold on, let me put that shit back up on the screen. It said, believe in God, God believes in you. Yeah, that's true. Okay, let's keep going. You,
and for the people, even if you don't believe in God, God believes in you.
Mm-hmm.
So you made reference to the White Lives Matter T-shirt, which you brought out at Paris Fashion Week.
Yeah.
Why did you do that, and what did it mean?
You know,
Here come the bullshit.
I do certain things from a feeling. I just channel the energy. It just feels right. It's using a gut instinct, a connection with God, and
Told you that God, that's that protection jutsu that nigga using when he say God.
just brilliance. You know, like as if you asked like Tanya Harding how she did the triple flip or the triple spin, she was in so much practice that when it was time for her to skate in a competitive format, it just
Now, what the fuck Tanya Harding got to do with you wearing a White Lives Matter t-shirt, Kanye? Come on, man. Like, stop doing this Riddler shit, bro. You gotta be careful with a motherfucker that, you know what I mean? Like, they ain't all the way there. When you could tell when a motherfucker ain't all the way there. Like, but he's probably gonna tie it back around to the point of why he wore the White Lives Matter t-shirt. But it's too much. He's adding too much fat to his statement for me to believe that it's authentic. You know what I mean? So, but let me let his man carry on. Let me stop interrupting him. Let me find out the real reason why he wore the White Lives Matter t-shirt. Hopefully it don't take too long.
just happened. Like it happened outside of practice. It happened in the real format. And that's what's happening is God is like preparing us for the real battles. And we are in a battle with the media. Like the majority of the media has a godless agenda, and the jokes in that work and this whole like, oh yeah, he's crazy and all these things, they don't work because the media has, you know, they've also watched travesties happen, just
Don't
even
work,
specifically
even
to
with
me,
our own two eyes, nigga.
and just
Why
watch
did
it
you
and
wear
act
the
like it
White
wasn't
Lives Matter
happening,
t-shirt,
and they stay
Kanye?
quiet about it.
What if they?
So
What if?
I want to answer the white.
Yeah.
I feel like someone caught what I was saying, the comparison to Tanya Harding about the White Lives Matter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my dad is an educated ex-Black Panther, and he put a text to me today. He said, "White Lives Matter, ha 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 ha." And I said, I thought the shirt was.
I thought your dad wasn't in your childhood life. Like, I thought him and your mom broke up and you couldn't stand him for a long while. And then once your mom passed and you needed help, your dad came and he was there. And then you reestablished a relationship with your father. I remember you were saying this in your music at one point in time. Kanye, now all of a sudden he's the aficionado on White Lives Matter movement and it being funny, ha 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 ha. No, your daddy want to keep getting that check. Your daddy keep wanting you to take care of him. He wants to keep a relationship with you. It's just like a lot of these people, they enable a motherfucker, bro. Once you become as rich and successful as Kanye, sometimes you get people around you that's going to enable you, even if it's on some bullshit. I don't doubt that Kanye's seen a lot of fucked up shit in his rap career and went through a lot of fucked up shit in his rap career. Because number one thing that we understand about life is money does not buy happiness. That's why I referenced those points earlier, you know. But at the end of the day, man, like, come on, Kanye. Come on. Knock this shit off. If this bitch ass nigga really believes what he say, it would be all lives matter in God's eyes, right? Yay, he full of shit. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Perfect point. Perfect point. If he really believed what he said, it would be all lives matter on this shit. But I think that he's doing this to be divisive. You know, I don't think it's about, you know, necessarily the White Lives Matter t-shirt. I think he's trying to wear that to start a conversation. You know what I mean? I think that that's really the whole point of that shit. You feel me? Like, I don't know, man. I just want him to finish telling me why he's wearing a White Lives Matter t-shirt. He's going ring around a rosy. He's doing everything but saying the direct point why he chose to put on the White Lives Matter t-shirt. And what does that mean? He's doing everything in the world but explaining that point because he knows it's coming from a bullshit place. But again, I digress. Let's get back into the video of Kanye talking about it.
A funny shirt. I thought the idea of me wearing it was funny. And I said, Dad, what do you think it was funny? He said,
Oh, so the idea of him wearing it was funny. That's why he thought it was funny. Okay, cool.
just a Black man stating the obvious. Yeah. And
hold on. Let me go back. Let me go back. God damn.
And
Look.
just a black man. And I said, I thought the shirt was a funny shirt. I thought the idea of me wearing it was funny. And I said, Dad, what do you think it was funny? He said, just a black man stating the obvious.
Look at the joy on Tucker Carlson's face. Look at the joy on this white man's face. He was just like, boy, we got one. Look at the just, you know, he's just so pleased with this nigga just falling in line with his agenda, like in their agenda. You feel me? To me, this is not even about politics. This is about pandering. He's like, yeah, I can't believe we got such a big cultural influence, such a big model in Black culture, just to fall in line with our agenda. This is going to do well for us at the polls. Like, we don't even give a fuck, like, what going on with Black people. We don't care about y'all reparations. We don't care about police brutality. We don't care about none of that shit. All right? All we care is y'all going along with our agenda, what we think how the Black community should function and how they should think. Kanye's over here, boy, he's doing some next level bootlicking, some next level ass kissing, bro, to make this nigga put on a face like that. You feel me? Look at him. Look at that half-ass smile. He's just like, boy, can't believe it. He should have more niggas like you. But
and you know, my dad doesn't listen to rap music, and he's like super educated. We opened up a water distribution center in the Dominican Republic together. He's like the original Steve Jobs, but he was getting blocked every which way with all of his ideas, and he didn't have an endless bank account, and he didn't have an Instagram. So all these ideas, he had to like take them back and compress them. Like, my dad is the most brilliant person that I know, and we actually have a strained relationship because I was taken from him.
oh, now he's gonna blame his mom. Oh, you have a strained relationship because your mom was taken from him, and he had all these wonderful ideas. It sounds like some shit that a nigga say to keep getting that bag from his rich ass son or his famous son. It sounds like it, bro. Like, without Kanye mama in his life, that boy is just completely lost in the sauce. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that his dad is wrong or right or whatever his dad's intentions is. I'm saying, bro, it must have been easy as fuck to develop a relationship with Kanye now that his mom's gone and out the picture. Because, you know, grief kind of, you know, make you, different people react different ways, you know, and of course, it make you more susceptible to, say, for instance, if you had a parent that wasn't in your life, for them to come in to fill that void of where the other parent left. So, you know, but
because my mom was an actress, so she was a liberal, and
oh Lord,
my dad would see certain things and say, you know, we should do it this way, we should do it that way. And the people got around my mom and pulled her away, much like, you know, Kim is a Christian, but she has people who want her to go to Interview magazine and put her ass out while she's a 40-something-year-old multi-billionaire.
All right, I'm done. I don't care nothing about your relationship with Kim Kanye. And I tried to give you your just due. I tried to sit on here and listen to your points and, you know, but how many minutes in? 7 minutes and 36 seconds in, and you still only told one point about why you wore that White Lives Matter t-shirt, because you thought it was funny. You know, I'm going to be the last person to talk shit about this. Or I'm probably going to be the first one to talk shit about this. But let me say this. I do a lot of shit that's fucked up because it's funny. Only strictly because it's funny. Okay? But the shit that I do is not to sell out my people, is not to sell out myself. It's not to really, on a deeper level, you know, be a bad look for me and my family. Like, but I get it, Kanye. You have half white children with the all white woman in a fucked up family, you know, such as the Kardashians. And your mind is warped from being in Hollywood too long and being such a celebrity so long that you are so out of touch that you think this shit is some grandiose idea. You feel me? Like you have lost contact with your roots where you came up from. But I get it. Also, people are going to just follow you just because you're Kanye and you're rich and famous and successful. If you was just any regular nigga that was not this big of a cultural influence or icon in the culture, bro, you would be banished and your black card would be taken away. You feel me? We would look at you like your Uncle Ruckus, and you basically is looking like an Uncle Ruckus right now to us. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. The shit with Kanye. But hold on, let me say this, man. You got to be careful of these niggas, man. You got to be careful because cult leaders like Charles Manson, Jim Jones, David Koresh, Adolf Hitler were inspirational, charismatic speakers and motivators of people. But you see what type of atrocities that they committed against man. Be careful with that herd mentality. Be careful playing that monkey see, monkey do role and following behind another person. You have to still be able to think for yourself. You can respect what somebody has done or accomplished or what they do or what they offer. You can always respect that. But at the same time, if they're saying some bullshit, and I tell you this, even me, if I'm saying some bullshit to you, don't listen. Filter that shit out. Your mind automatically, you're supposed to have some level of a filter. You feel me? And you gotta have, in order to know and discern what is wisdom and knowledge that you can use, and that is applicable to your life in a real positive way. I mean, I guess you have to have self-awareness. I mean, you have to, you know, have those experiences in life that teach you that. You feel me? What is actually applicable to your life or what is actually real knowledge or wisdom and just what is somebody's perspective. You feel me? Like, because you're going to see that one of them is grounded in truth and one of them is, you know, you're going to see like how it's going to scale out. You're going to see if it's going to work or if it's not, you know, like you'll see this. Like, I don't even have to get into all of that, but like this shit that Kanye is selling is bullshit, bro. Like it's good if you want to follow behind it. It's good if you know, if you one of them people. But I just went through it. Like when this nigga said slavery was a choice, he had certain people like Faison Love following behind that shit. Let me see if I can pull up that interview. Let's see. Yeah, the Vlad interview. Oh, here you go.
Okay, look, me and DL are cool. He's been on my show lots of times.
I've been on the
I personally know you're trying to get your family back and everything else like that. I don't do that. I have never, listen, man, I've had women break up with me just like everyone else. And they start dating other people. I never went and threatened the new boyfriend. I never did that. Of course, I mean, nothing is new.
That's what I'm saying. Go on. So he said he's probably hurt. I don't know what's going on. She's playing games. She's always played games.
Right.
Those are his fucking children too. But Kanye's not a stupid guy.
He's not a stupid guy in general, but he's done very stupid things along the way.
I remember when they
way, he's done a lot of stupid things. When he sat there, hold on. When he sat there and he quit his entire world tour on stage because of a temper tantrum, that was stupid. That was stupid.
Listen to me.
All the people around the world that bought tickets, the thousands of people employed, all the promoters, the venues, everything else like that, they were planning on this giant fucking tour, but you go and have a temper tantrum on fucking stage and quit the whole thing? Nah, that's stupid. You know it's stupid. You know that was stupid.
No, listen to me. And I bet you right now, if he said he's going on tour, those same people are going to line up even more.
It does.
That's exactly the point that I was talking about earlier. Like, people going to enable him, even though he's pushing fuckery, even though he's doing goofy ass shit. People going to enable him. That's just the same with all of these celebrities. It's the herd mentality that motherfuckers have. But I want to get to his comments where he was defending him, because he's one of them motherfuckers. Like, he's speaking for himself. He's one of those people that are going to go buy those tickets and go on tour and line up even more for him. But
doesn't matter.
No,
yes, of course. People still fuck with the dude because he still makes money. But I'm saying that doesn't take away the stupidity.
Slavery was a what?
Slavery was a choice when he said that. Was that a smart thing to say? Come on now.
Listen
Come
to
on.
me.
Say it. Say it was a smart thing to say.
This is
Go
what
ahead.
he was
Go
saying,
ahead.
Vlad. Everybody didn't choose
now
slavery.
you got trans.
when you got to translate an asinine statement like that, that's when you're a follower, bro. That's when you, like, I get it. Like I say, Faison, you know, I get it. He's one of those flamboyant personalities as well. And he probably is friends with Kanye. He probably fuck with Kanye. But this whole, you know, you trying to translate why slavery was a choice and shit like that, it was not. You know, it was not. And I don't know what he's gonna say, but let me see what he was gonna say why it is, or what Kanye was saying with that statement.
Translate. Now you got to translate.
Everybody,
okay, go ahead.
Everybody didn't choose slavery. Some people choose death.
All right. I'm about to end my stream. Like that was the second stupidest statement that somebody could ever possibly say about that. Some people chose death. So you wanted all of these people with their children and whatnot to kill their children and then kill themselves, which actually fights against human nature. Our human, the root of our human nature, the root of mammals' nature, or any organism on the face of the earth's nature, is their survival. Even if it's being in an uncomfortable situation, the root of our nature, the base instinct that we have, is to survive. So you're saying that people should fight against that, and in masses, without any communication or understanding of where they're actually going when they entered those slave ships and they was in chained up, and they didn't know where the hell they was going. They didn't know what the hell was going on, leaving those African coasts. They was just supposed to all throw themselves over the ship at the first chance or opportunity they got. And a lot of African slaves did that. You know, a lot of them fought back. You know, every method was exhausted, but everybody is different. And at the end of the day, to say that just because, you know, the option is there to commit suicide, that they should have committed suicide, and that's what makes slavery a choice, that is not a tenable option. And that is an asinine statement to make. And anytime when you got to translate, and that's their translation that you got from what Kanye said, it was stupid. And Kanye was stupid for making that statement. It was one of the low lights in his career. And I'm not just going to get on here and just be on here bashing Kanye for 50 minutes or an hour or whatever the fuck. Shit, I might retitle this shit, you know, what the fuck's wrong with Kanye or some shit like that. Because that's what I feel like I've been talking about this whole show, you know. But my main point was about the problem with being great sometimes, or being a great leader, or being a great influence or role model at a certain point in time, because with great power comes great responsibility. And, you know, when you have that responsibility, you're supposed to know that you have it, and you're supposed to act like it. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't supposed to lead people down this dark alley to get a, you know, head kicked in. Now that you got the follower and this, now that you have the support of the people, what will you do with it? Shows me a lot more about you than anything else. You feel me? And Kanye, when he had the support of the black people, See what he did to it. He traded it in for the love of white people. Once he got the support of black people, he traded it in for the love of white people. You feel me? It's prevalent in everything that he does. It's prevalent in everything he does to me. You know what I mean? Like, he's a great artist. You know, his music is timeless. You know, before his mom passed, he was, to me, or like right around that time, right when she passed, he was, you know, top 5 in the game of music. But let's see where he's deteriorated. The shit is sad. And I think that, you know, I blame all of everybody on the internet, everybody around the world that continues to enable his behavior or his shit like that. Like I say, you can always support the nigga from afar. You know what I mean? Like, his shoes, you know, look cool. Still not spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars on them to get them when they drop. His music, sometimes he still make a good album. I'm not going down in to wherever his concert was at and buying that stem player and all of his crazy far out goofy looking fashion outfits and shit like that. I'm not being no manic follower of this nigga. Not a fanatic like that of him anymore. But I tell you, I did respect the old, you know, classics that he had when it came to music. But, you know, talking about all of this shit is kind of annoying and depressing. So, and then I didn't have much time to talk. I just wanted to get this one out there for you guys. Probably do another one tomorrow and shit. I want to talk about something else different, something a little bit more entertaining, I guess. Maybe I might talk about relationships again and the modern women and the dating scene and shit like that, because that's something that's always interesting or intriguing to talk about. But I'm going.